You know what it is. This is Claws on Turf. I am your host. Welcome to the COT, baby. Hey, grab a drink or whatever, relax, juice, whatever y'all gonna get, sodas, whatever y'all got. Just relax with me. We about to dive into this breaking news. Panthers hire their new head coach, Dave Canales. He was a former OC for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we all know Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They did pretty good. I give them the credit in the playoffs. No, they did pretty good, and they gave it all against the Lions, but fell short. So I'll give them their props, no credit. So let's get into the negatives first. All right, let's get into the negatives of this hire because there are some negatives. So first of all, our ex-head coach Frank Wright. We all know he won a Super Bowl with the Eagles as an OC. He helped Carson Wentz go 11-2 with MVP caliber numbers. Nick Foles was a Super Bowl MVP. He worked with Hall of Fame quarterback Phillip Rivers. All that. That resume there that I told you, all that. And the offense was still terrible, horrendous, disgusting, despicable. It was still bad when he was over here. When he was in Charlotte, it was still bad. So all that resume means nothing to me. We're talking about a guy that did all that, has all this experience as a head coach and an NFL player, and our offense was still doo-doo. So that's a negative to me because Dave Canales has zero experience. And also a negative, as the OC for the Buccaneers, the offense finished 20th in scoring, which was 20.5 points per game, and 23rd in total offense, which was 313 yards per game. That's not good. It's not. So that would be my negatives. And we don't know if David Tepper had a hand in getting him here. We don't know if he's still pulling the strings and it's his team. We know that, but you're not supposed to be running it. Let the people with the knowledge, the football knowledge, run the team. So I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. All right, I know we all looking like, oh, Mike Vrabel. What happened with him? Wasn't he supposed to get an interview? We don't know that. That's also I look at that as a negative because what's going on? They just rushing it. A negative will also be them rushing this thing to get a head coach. We all know Ben Johnson is not coming here. That was a dream, a fantasy we were living in. If you thought he was really coming here, ain't no amount of money in the world will get him to come here. Put his name on this team. His reputation on the line after what he's doing in Detroit. Shh. Y'all don't be mad at that man, because if y'all was in his shoes, y'all would not be a head coach for Carolina Panthers after all this, after this stuff that the owner has been doing. How bad the team is in offense. Ain't no way. So they probably had slim pickings. They probably didn't have anyone that wanted to truly be the head coach in Carolina. Come on, man. We all know this. So that's a negative in itself. Like, they didn't have, and whose fault is that? We know who fault it is. So that is a negative, y'all, okay? But let's dive into the positives. We gotta dive into the positives. So Morgan and Canales spent 8 seasons together in Seattle, okay? That is definitely a positive. They know each other. There's a link right there. That also could mean that our new general manager, that could also mean our new general manager, Dan Morgan, had a major hand in the head coach choice. All right. That's for sure a positive thing. I know y'all thinking, oh no, David probably had a hand in that. And that's fine, but I think that Dan had a major hand in that. Yes, David probably had his say about, it a little bit, but I feel like it looks like it from the outside looking in. That's what it looks like because they had that whole relationship, 8 seasons together, like I said, in Seattle. So until I'm told otherwise, until I see interviews or press conferences or whatever of them telling me differently, it's my opinion. I'm just going to believe that it was majority Dan's choice. I don't know 100%. I'm not telling you. It's just something that I think. All right. My opinion. And I think that way based off of the time they spent in Seattle. All right. Also, Dave Canales, I'm pretty sure he's going to bring fresh ideas and have a more creative offense, a better plan of attack. For sure, got to have a better plan of attack. Also, Baker Mayfield had career highs when Dave Canales was the OC. All right. So Baker, I'm going to put it up for y'all. Baker threw for over 4,000 yards. He had 28 touchdowns. He had 10 interceptions. That was a career low for him. As a full-time starter, 10 interceptions is a career low for Baker. And he had a 64.3 completion percent. All right. That's good. Yes, I know their offense wasn't the greatest, but I'm talking about the individual players, the progress that he's made under Dave Canales. That is good. Also, if you look back at the 2022 season, Geno Smith had his first Pro Bowl in his career, and he was the comeback player of the year. He threw for 4,282 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, and 69.8 completion percentage. All right? And you can say whatever. You can say, oh, Dave Canales didn't have a hand in it. Listen, he for sure wasn't the 100% of the reason why Geno Smith had that crazy good year. But he had a hand in that. For sure, he had a hand in that, okay? Because I don't want to hear like, oh, he's not responsible for it. Yeah, he's not. Obviously, the player has to go out there and put that on the field, have to go out there and execute. But he had somewhat of a hand in that. He had a hand in that. Somewhat, shape, or form, okay? So, get that man his credit, man. And y'all wasn't there. You ain't there, so you don't know. All right. So, also, Dave Canales, he was a wide receiver coach, a QB coach, passing game coordinator. So I feel like he had his hands in like various things when it comes to the offense. So he knows what weapons we need for Bryce when it comes to passing, pass catchers or whatever, and he knows things about quarterbacks. Obviously, he was a quarterback coach. So I think those are positive things. Okay. I know this isn't we didn't hire a big hitter head coach. I know everybody's salty and mad that we didn't get, an actual experienced head coach. I get that. All right. But we don't know who wanted to interview here. Maybe the other interviews were bad. Maybe no one really wanted to. We got that vibe from people that were just going through the motions like, oh, okay, well, I'm just doing this, out of, courtesy or whatever. But they probably didn't want to come here. So you just have to ride with it. But be cautious. I'm just saying I'm being cautious. All right? Very cautious. I don't believe in that media. I'm just basically going to ride it out and see what happens, because until I see actions and those actions translate to, progress and positive things, that's when I'm going to believe it. All right? No more of this, overly hyped stuff and getting excited. Nah, put it on film. Put that on film first. I want to hear and see things. I want to make sure this machine's a well-oiled machine, is working right, is working good. Let's do this. Otherwise, if it's the same, we'll find out real quick if it's the same, especially during preseason. I'm like, nope. Same story, same song, same everything I've seen before. But yeah, to be very, cautious, Panther fans, and we'll see what happens. All I got to say is at the end of the day, we don't know what's going to become of this head coach hire. We don't know what's going to happen in 2024. It's hard. I kind of want to say let's be optimistic, but just keep an open mind, I would say. I say that. Keep an open mind. let's see how it goes. Let's see what Dave brings to the table. Let's see what the GM, Dan Morgan, brings to the table. Let's see if David Tepper backs off, right? He should back off completely, but come on. Even if he just backs off like 50%, I can deal with that. 50%, I can deal with that. Because now my standards they're not the same when it comes to this franchise. They're not. I've seen too much, been through too much, and I'm just a fan. I can imagine if I was a player or someone working in that building. So let's see how the offseason looks. Let's see what they do free agency. Let's see what they do in the draft. And we'll see what we're working with. Especially when that preseason comes. Because if it looked the same as last preseason, we going to know real quick as Panther fans. We going to know real quick. So we're going to stay cautious. We ain't going to believe that media hype. And we're going to keep it moving. All right? Please like, subscribe. Make sure y'all comment. I want to hear your thoughts, okay? Comment down below. Y'all take care. Be easy. Stay safe. And until next time.